task was to discover the essence of Dick Gregory, the way he worked as a young man and then the way he worked as an older man. And part of those differences were, as a young comedian, he's very laid back, he's got a drink in his hand and a cigarette, and very laid back and very soft-spoken and funny, obviously. And as an older man, the older he got, the more kind of strident he became and the more aggressive he became in terms of his humor and his message, because it was more then about the message than it was about the humor, although he would lay it in there. I've managed to distill enough of his spirit, enough of who he is, enough of how he delivered his message, so that by the end of it, you kind of feel like you've seen Dick Gregory, but you haven't. Usually the kind of question I would get in New York was, what kind of responsibility do you feel to play a man who's still alive? And yes, knowing he was coming to see the play, he was going to be sitting there, there was a great amount of pressure in terms of presenting something that would not be an impersonation of him, but at the same time something he would feel was him. Part of the confidence building was that during our previews, a lot of his children, he has 10 kids, and the kids would come to see the play, and their responses were pretty much, because I would always ask, so it must be weird to come to a theater and watch some man perform your dad's stuff and then say, I'm Dick Gregory, and go through his life. And they said for a couple of seconds, yeah, but then it was my father. But now I think I feel an even greater responsibility to the play now that he's passed. It's almost as if we are challenged with the idea of having to preserve his legacy in some small way. One of my favorite stories is Dick and Lil, his wife, came to see the play both opening night and the night after opening night. The second night, apparently, there's a section of the play where we talk about the death of one of his children as a baby. And apparently during that section of the play, Dick sort of turned very lovingly to Lil and took her hand. And Lil turned to him and said, "Nigga, what you holding my hand for? That's Dick Gregory up there."